I'm delighted to welcome you all to this conference on digital public infrastructure with a theme of enable, empower, and enrich. At the outset, let me thank His Excellency, the President, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, for joining us today. I'd also like to thank Honorable State Minister of Technology, Mr. Kanaka Herath, and his team for partnering with us and making this event happen. The conference sessions will explore the transformative potential of digital public infrastructure, or DPI, for enabling service delivery, empowering communities by fostering inclusivity, and enriching the economy by driving innovation. India's own journey stands as a testimony to the power of DPI. The digital transformation in India over the last decade or so has been driven by these interoperable and open protocols of DPI. India's DPI journey started with a basic need to provide direct access to public services and government benefits to our citizens. This is what gave the birth to India's digital identity number, or Aadhaar, and the Unique Identification Authority of India in 2016. This became the foundational building block of DPI, and the magic began. At the heart of this magic is what we call the India Stack, government-backed APIs, or application programming interfaces, upon which third parties can build software with access to government IDs, payment networks, and data. The digital infrastructure is interoperable and stacked together, meaning that private companies can build apps integrated with state services to provide consumers with seamless access to everything from welfare payments to loan applications and making investments. Probably, even the architects of Aadhaar didn't envisage that India was on a path to finding a world-beating solution for building out and regulating the online commons that is more equitable than the laissez-faire approach, more transparent and more innovative than some of the regulation-heavy models. Today, Aadhaar covers more than 1.3 billion of our people. We have used the power of the JAM Trinity, Jan Dhan bank accounts, Aadhaar, and mobile to revolutionize financial inclusion in India. The scale, speed, and scope of this transformation is beyond imagination. First, it has enabled social welfare systems at a scale that is unprecedented. It has allowed the government to make 450 million direct cash transfers or transfer food rations to 850 million to the poor and underprivileged, directly and in full transparency. Direct benefits transfer of government support is also plugging leakages and has saved over 33 billion US dollars. Second, Aadhaar and the associated DPI has also improved ease of living for the citizens by making it easy to avail of government services, whose delivery has improved remarkably and again fostered transparency and removed possibilities of corrupt practices. For example, fully digitized taxation systems are promoting transparency and e-governance. In other words, by leveraging technology, we have been able to transform governance and have made it more efficient, inclusive, faster, and transparent. Another dimension of the DPI, and my third point, is about how it has transformed innovation and enterprise in India. Every month, nearly 10 billion transactions take place on UPI, our instant payment system. More than 45% of the global real-time payments happen in India. The CoWIN portal supported India's COVID vaccination drive. It helped in the delivery of over 2 billion vaccine doses, along with digitally verifiable certificates. There are currently 122,000 startups in India with 113 unicorns, increasing number of jobs from approximately 40,000 in the sector in 2014 to 1.3 million jobs in 2024. The Open Network for Digital Commerce is also democratizing e-commerce. At the recently concluded G20 presidency of India, emerged the first ever global definition of DPI in the G20 New Delhi's Leaders' Declaration. According to that, it is a set of shared digital systems that are secure and interoperable, built on open technologies to deliver equitable access to public and/or private services at a societal scale. The Indian G20 presidency brought about a mind shift in a way and outlined the holistic development that can potentially be brought about by a good DPI. The Indian presidency also proposed the creation of the One Future Alliance, a voluntary initiative that aims to bring together governments, the private sector, academic and research institutions, donor agencies, civil society organizations, and other relevant stakeholders and existing mechanisms to synergize global efforts in the DPI ecosystem. We also see DPI now in our bilateral joint statements, as also in the India-Sri Lanka vision document adopted by our leaders during the visit of His Excellency President Ranil Wickremesinghe to India in July 2023. Both our leaders then agreed to leverage India's DPI in accordance with Sri Lanka's requirements and priorities towards effective and efficient delivery of citizen-centric services to the people of Sri Lanka. We have already rolled out the UPI in Sri Lanka last month, and we are now working with the government of Sri Lanka to roll out the unique digital identity project based on MOSIP architecture. And we strongly believe that, as in the case of India, this UDI is not an end, rather the beginning of the digital magic for Sri Lanka. The value proposition of DPI is the combination of three components: technology, governance, and markets, to achieve sustainable and robust digital transformation. It is not about one-off technology solutions, but about incorporating a wider theory of change that brings about digitization across domains. This is the very premise of this conference. In the two panels today, the first one on accelerating digital Sri Lanka, we will focus on governance and service delivery, while the second panel on unlocking the digital stack, we will take the conversation beyond foundational DPI to discuss the benefits of DPI in the entrepreneurial space and economy. I extend my heartiest welcome and gratitude to all the experts from India who have traveled for the conference today. We have several senior representatives from all relevant agencies in India, including the co-chair of Center for Digital Public Infrastructure and ex-chief architect UIDAI, Dr. Pramod Verma, Joint Secretary looking at Startup India, Mr. Sanjeev, and his Startup India team, Director Mr. Rajesh Kumar from our Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, CEO of IT Madras Incubator, Parvatak, Dr. Raman, the MOSIP country implementation team, headed by Mr. Krishnan Rajagopalan, as well as representing the IT industry in India, we have the chairperson of NASSCOM, Mr. Nabibiyar. The fact that they are all present here in person demonstrates the belief in the potential of DPI to bring developmental dividends to Sri Lanka. Let me also welcome our speakers from Sri Lanka, especially Honorable State Minister Kanaka Herath and Honorable MP Harsha D. Silva, who will open the two panels and set the stage for the conversation. Secretary, Ministry of Technology, Dr. Dharmshri Kumar Tunga, Dr. Hans Vijay Surya, who is joining us virtually, Mr. Fadhil Bakir Markar of UNDP, Mr. Ruvendo Perez, MD Stax Colombo, Pygmy CEO, Mr. Jeffrey Julfer, who is there are also representatives of Slashcom and Mr. Sujiva Mudalige. I welcome you all to the conference. I hope that the sessions today will ignite ideas propelling Sri Lanka to embrace DPI as a catalyst of growth, inclusivity, and citizens' welfare. I now have the privilege of welcoming Dr. Pramod Verma to deliver his presentation on DPI and India Stack. Thereafter, we would have the honor of listening to the keynote address by His Excellency President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Excellency, sir, your vision and your commitment for a digital Sri Lanka will be of immense value to the path forward for DPI in Sri Lanka, as well as on our bilateral cooperation in this regard. Without further ado, I request Dr. Pramod Verma to take the floor. Thank you.